I like Doritos.
How do you feel about people going to the movies by themselves?
Feel good about
It's
it.
fine.
I feel good about people doing anything that they want by themselves.
On my days off, I would put on my PetSmart smock, my uniform, and then go eat by myself, so people could think I'm on
that's
lunch.
depressing. That's so. Don't tell people that. Cut that out.
Okay, because it's like, look at that normal ass person eating by themselves. But it's like, I'm just on break, bro. Like, I'm just on break.
Don't share
Okay,
that.
so I feel
Don't
the
share
same way.
that.
I was like, I can't go to the movies by myself. I think I'm a loser.
But no, do you pay attention to anybody else while you're there?
No.
You're
I
like, hey,
don't.
look at that person by themselves. What a
Hey.
fucking loser.
When you book a seat ahead of time, just like
Just put it right next to somebody.
put
Yeah.
it right next to somebody, they won't know.
It's a completely empty theater. There's only one other person. You sit right next to them.
Okay, you really
like
gotta
the PPR.
start us in.
All right. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, another grooming podcast. My name is Rachel Colant.
Mi nombre es Juan Rivera.
Oh my god!
How am I supposed to
Wow.
follow
We
that
can't
up?
follow that up. Go
And
Okay,
I'm
go,
Kat
Cass.
Graney.
I'm Nathan Austin.
And I'm Kathleen Austin, and I'm really white.
Woo. Everyone
Oh my God, yay.
I
like
am
that,
so
though.
embarrassed that she's like our guest and she's just like, damn,
A
and I can't even
pro.
get it out most of the time.
I have told you guys this like 12 times. I already feel like I'm on the show. Like, I feel like we do this all the time.
Nice.
You guys don't feel that way, but like, I listen to the podcast all the time when I'm grooming, and I'm like responding. I'm like waiting for my turn.
Okay, so you should really just record yourself listening to it next time, and we'll like put it out.
Yeah,
with
send
we'll
it in.
do like an edited
Yeah.
episode. It's like
Well-
Rachel's version.
Okay, so like TikTok's getting banned, right? But it'll be like the what's it called?
Red Note?
The red note.
No, but I mean like on TikTok when you could
Remix it.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that what it's
Hey,
called?
you can do
Duet
that
it.
on Instagram
Duet,
too,
yeah.
okay?
You could duet it.
You can also do that on Instagram.
So you could just send in your duet.
What
okay?
happens if I just duet all of the episodes, put it out as my own podcast, and then
What if
I
you
get
win?
nominated for
Oh
Barley
my
Hours?
god, that would be so funny.
No credit to you guys who are doing everything. I'm just doing my.
They're gonna call your name, and
there
we're
might
gonna
be
just like
something
march
there,
up
actually.
there.
There might
We'll
be
just run,
something
yeah.
there.
We're
So
gonna yeah.
stay
we'll run
tuned.
up.
It's going to be another grooming podcast.
With Rachel.
Yeah.
With Rachel. Yeah.
Leave it to Rachel to get us out of hibernation, winter hibernation.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering there for a minute. I was like,
Will we ever come back?
are we coming back? I was like,
Did you get your
It is-
Barley
Are
Honors
we
and
coming
dip?
back?
Yeah.
It is nice to do nothing.
it's been
on
kind
the
of
weekend.
nice. It's been kind of nice.
Nice.
I've had so many free weekends and I've been doing other shit that I don't want to do.
I'm
That's
like,
Same.
that you have to do, right?
Yeah.
I actually unpacked my children's bedrooms that has been packed for the last 6 months since we moved in. Weird.
well, people can't see, but and I guess the listeners can't see, but this whole like studio is like going through a transformation, and it's halfway studio and halfway man cave at the moment. Once a dartboard went on the wall, it's like man cave.
Man cave.
Oh, and the two
Pretty s-
couches.
Pretty soon that wall is going to just disintegrate because I've been watching Nathan and his son just throw darts and they're landing directly in the wall. And
Perfect.
eventually, like, you're going to be getting into studs and then the wall is going to collapse.
Yeah, I don't know why people are like, oh, don't hang anything up. You're gonna mess the drywall up. Nope.
No, they don't give a care about this drywall.
Mm-mm.
I watched Owen earlier go, Ronnie, watch this, and just throw 3 darts straight into the wall. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, but you know, now we got some couches in here. We got some.
There's an
We
extra
actually
carpet.
locked
They
the
can't
cat.
see.
We locked the cat in
Yeah.
here twice.
On accident. No, but that was from working out. I like came in to work out the next day and he comes running out from here and he's like, meow, 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 meow. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? Why
you know
are
they
you
have
in
the like
here?
the primordial pooch.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
Oh.
swinging around because
And with
he's
every meow,
furiously
meow, meow,
trying to
meow,
get
meow,
out.
meow. Yeah, but
No,
then
but Chad was locked in
no,
here
but
too
then
this morning.
he ran out and I shut the thing because it was cold and I was working out. And then he just stood outside meowing at me through the freaking garage door, which was annoying.
You should put a cat door in.
Maybe.
No, I don't
No,
want
they're
him in
gonna
here.
come
They're
in
gonna
here
piss
and
and
I was
pee.
shit.
going to say there's going to be raccoons in
Yeah.
here and
Oh, well, that would be okay.
Well,
Or
they've had
possums.
raccoons living in their house.
they're
I
regular
don't know.
house.
Jeanette said that, but we never heard it.
I think it was one of our cats going up into the attic.
Mm.
Yeah, because we never heard them. She was like, oh, I stayed in your house for like, what was it, a couple of days? And she's like, you have raccoons. And we're like, what?
The video she had did sound like a raccoon, though.
I mean, I wish we did. I
would
wouldn't be
keep 'em.
against raccoons living in my attic.
But she only heard them the one time, and then we never heard them again.
Maybe we're just so loud and we have so many dogs, they bark so much that we just can't hear the wild animals
don't
living in
notice.
our walls.
No,
or
but she
the
said it
animals
was
are being
nice.
quiet when you're there because they don't want the dogs to eat them.
If I lived directly above 8 dogs that would rip me apart, I would probably be quiet.
I want a
Or
possum.
not live there.
I want
I
a
want a
raccoon or a
possum too.
possum.
Possums are hella cute. I do find them very cute.
I have not seen a
a
single
possum.
raccoon since I moved to Elk Grove.
Really?
A single raccoon.
Why?
Oh.
You
So many
think there'd be a lot
possums.
of them there.
It makes me
Yeah.
sad.
So we the
Not
other
even
night,
like as roadkill.
That's
Like,
because
none.
raccoons are in the hood, I guess.
yeah, because the other night I went out in the backyard and I heard something huge go like like scaramble and like the bushes were all moving.
Scaramble.
Scramble.
We're gonna point that out.
I was gonna let it go.
Yeah, see, Rachel's nice.
That's because she doesn't know you well enough to razz you.
Yeah.
If it was Juan, she definitely would have
Oh
done
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
But
I would
any-
still be talking about it even now.
But then like the bushes like moved and stuff, and then
The bush is moved.
Okay, enough.
This is why Kat doesn't talk enough on the podcast.
yeah, exactly.
Fucking roasting her the whole time.
And
go.
then I took a flashlight and there was like a whole family of raccoons.
You should have brought them over to our house.
Abduct one of their
Lumiere was
babies.
trying to like eat them, and I'm like, they're gonna fucking eat you.
Oh, they're definitely gonna eat him.
Yeah.
I have a really cute video of raccoons. I know that we have to, like be serious.
You got to talk into
but
the mic.
Not really.
I have like
We don't
a
have to be
video of
serious.
raccoons. There was like a family of them in my yard that were like coming. I was just sweeping because I had clients that were coming the next day. So I was like sweeping in my backyard. I looked up and there's like a whole family of raccoons like 3 feet away from me.
What's a
They
whole
just-
family? How like a mom and a dad, and then like
It was like babies. I'll find a video. Give me 1 second.
does the dad stay around or does he?
I don't think so.
I
No,
don't think
they're-
so.
Raccoons are deadbeat
They're
He
dads.
dead.
hits
deadbeat.
it and quits it. Okay, hold on. Let's ask our
Okay.
first let's get deep question. And for everybody in the audience, Kat got us new cards that are BFF edition
Much more appropriate.
because the other ones
I
wasn't
like
a lovers edition.
Yeah,
I
it was.
like those because I felt like I felt like I was getting into an intimate relationship with all of you.
Nice.
Some
I
people-
like them too, but I only want to talk about my asshole on here so much.
I feel like I could have been asked those same questions and it wouldn't have come up for me. So I think that might just be like a personality thing.
Maybe.
I
Okay.
mean, she's got a point.
So this first one, it says, if animals could talk, which species do you think would be the most annoying?
Humans, and they already are.
Okay, non-humans.
Mosquitoes.
Okay.
You
Is
consider
that
that
an
an
animal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jinx,
they're
I'm
in
just
the
kidding.
animal kingdom.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. They are. Or flies. Oh my god.
Mosquitoes would be fucking annoying.
No, I'm trying to think of something that would be like super hyperactive and wouldn't shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
What about
Like
dolphins?
Lumiere.
Golden retrievers.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
I
Lumiere.
think dogs would be pretty annoying
I think so too, especially the high strung ones
Yeah.
like Lumiere.
because they're so happy to see you all the time. They always want to. What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? But dogs.
Yeah, Lumiere right now because Tallulah, my female Bashan's in season, so we're keeping them separated. He would be like, "Let me at her. Let me at her. Let me at. Let me at." Yeah, he would be
Can I
so
freak?
annoying.
Can I
Sometimes
freak? Mom, can I freak? That's
Yeah.
what you'd be saying.
Mom,
Please,
mom,
can I
let me
freak?
have her.
you know when you look down and the dog's just staring you in the eyes, and like you look back and like 10 minutes later you look back down and the dog's still just staring at you. Yeah, they'd
That's
just be
when-
talking at you the whole time.
Right.
Also, imagine dogs being able to talk about the things that you do in front of them.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would be bad.
No.
Oh
Dogs,
my god,
that
you're
would-
undressing in front of me again. Are you
Like,
pooping right
yeah,
now?
did you
What?
put,
Why
like-
are you in here? That stinks.
Yeah. Don't you need to like wash those pants before you wear them again? Like that kind of
Do
stuff.
you-
The weird judgments.
I haven't watched the pants I have on in like
Ever?
10 years.
Was
10
it
years.
ever?
They look really clean. They look crisp. But
Yeah.
probably that's from like all the dirt and sweat.
Sweat. Yeah.
I've only
You're like
it's
starching
not
them
starch, yeah.
yourself. That's-
No, he just doesn't wear them.
If they're any other kind of pants besides jeans, I'll wash them. But if they're jeans, I just don't.
He doesn't wash.
I just
them.
don't get them dirty.
Jeans?
Do you not get like soggy knees?
No.
in
I
your-
haven't
Why
wore
would you
these
get
a lot,
soggy?
so like
In your defense, jeans are not meant to be washed after every wear, but they're meant to be washed. I would say more often than once every 10 years.
Or ever?
I
You've
don't.
never watched them
So
since
I
you
don't
had
think he wears them enough.
but
to
they're also
qualify.
kind of they're baggy, like baggier, and I've had them to where bagginess has gone out of style, and then came back, and I was like, oh shit, right on. I forgot about these pants, and I pulled them out. I'm like, they're cool again.
So this is where we find out that Nathan's a hoarder. He doesn't get rid of pants for multiple trends of fashion.
Yeah.
I'm like some black 501s, like no.
He does keep, so he has like clothes that he'll like wear out and like they'll get dirty and stuff, but then he has clothes that like they stay clean. And like he's like, don't touch me.
Did you hear how much
Don't
times I
come
yelled
near
at Owen
me.
today for touching me?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Don't share that either.
Get your hands off me.
DCFS knocking on your door. Is it true that you tell your children that they're not allowed to touch you?
Only when I'm wearing a white tee.
I am way too messy to wear clothing. Like I dropped
Just nude.
No, but we went to go eat right before this, right? And I was like, "Where's my sweatshirt? I cannot eat. I have to zip it up so it protects my layer that I want to
Keep
be
nice.
clean."
Any input?
I said dogs.
Mm-hmm.
On messy, we're past. We're so past that. Where have you been?
I'm listening. I wash my jeans like weekly.
That's good.
But if I don't wear them, I don't wash them.
Okay, wait. What
Well,
about
yeah,
work?
what-
I was gonna say, what about work
Really
clothes?
riveting. Yeah, I'm so
It's a
glad
week.
that
It's
you're
a
here.
week.
Thank you so
yeah,
much. For
I want to
sharing.
know about work clothes. Tell me about work clothes.
Oh my God.
Do you change them every day? Do
Okay.
you wear the same ones?
So now that I'm really glad that you guys invited me on the podcast today so that I can talk to you dirty groomers out there. Please wash your grooming clothes. Please do not go into your home wearing clothes that you've groomed in all day. Sit on your cloth couch or go on your bed before taking your clothes off. If you have dogs at home, you should be changing your clothes after you wear them at work because you risk the transmission of zoonotic diseases and parasites. Don't be dirty. Don't be gross. If you need donations, if you need a monetary donation to pay for more grooming clothes so that you don't have to wear the same clothes every day without washing them, bang my line. I will help you. It's just
Wait,
like
can you buy me stuff?
you got it like that. You're good. Katie
I
will
just wanna
also
be
help
bought
you
things.
buy.
I just no. Okay.
So
but
now I
my-
don't want to answer the question.
no.
So my main question is,
So
though, do you
everyone else here is a
rewear
slob.
work clothes?
I rewear work clothes.
Okay,
I do
because
too.
I do.
You don't groom that. You're not like in the trenches at PetSmart
Right.
though. Like you'll sometimes groom like 2 small dogs a day. You don't bathe. You don't dry.
Oh my
like
gosh!
you have an assistant.
You only groom 2 small dogs.
No, I groom like
3.
my normal day is like 5 to 7.
Okay, but you're not
Right
bathing.
on.
You're not drying.
Right. So
Somet-
I wear. Okay, so when I when I
I'm not
work
the only one.
when I work, I wear a black T-shirt,
Surprise.
shorts if it's hot, or like joggers if it's cold, and
Yeah.
then I wear the same bottoms. Maybe like 3 days at most. The shirt, if it's not too hairy, I'll wear it again. But if it's hairy, I wear it just once.
Do you wear an apron?
I wear an apron.
Yeah, but that's different. If you have something that's protecting your clothes, the underneath clothes don't get as dirty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Agreed.
if you're just like grooming, you have tiny hairs all over you. Like, don't just
I'll
wash
wear
it.
I'll wear a shirt maybe 2 or 3 in a week, but I'll try to make them last more than a day because I dry clean all my like button up shirts.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, you do wear. It's not like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I wear in the winter I wear a shirt and pants, but when I come home I take it off and change into something else, and then I set it aside and I'll wear.
Look, especially
for
before getting
several
on the
days.
bed. Like, don't touch the bed
No,
until
but
you
I-
take.
That's rotten.
But I
Yeah.
set it aside and then I put on something else. But then during the summer I usually wear like skirts or shorts, but then same thing. I'll try and make it last for several days, but I take it off as soon as I go home.
Yeah,
So
Sometime go.
yeah, you guys just all skipped over me.
I wasn't trying to move on yet, Kat.
I know.
I really appreciate your input.
Anyways,
Everyone vote in the comments on who your favorite AGP member is and why it's Kat.
not me. So I'll wear the same pants unless I stain them or get something on them, or I had to wash a bunch of dogs or something. Like usually on the mobile day, which is
Yeah.
Thursdays for me, I change it because you get so wet in there. Don't you get wetter bathing in
Yeah, I
the
do.
mobile than you do in the tub in the back?
Totally.
I feel like it's just so small in there, like ricochets.
I don't bathe that much except for when I'm on the van, but then when I see sometimes the bathers, like Zach will come out from the back
just dread.
and he's just fucking covered in water and hair. And I'm like, oh, damn.
I think drying is something that makes you much dirtier.
Yeah.
Because there's
And
like
you're
so
blowing
much
the
hair
dander.
and dander and like humidity.
Mhm.
When you're like just grooming, or especially if you have an assistant that's like fully prepping your dogs, you
Mhm.
don't feel that dirty after like a day of grooming.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
I
touch
agree.
dirty dogs.
Yeah.
I agree with you because that's like if I've just curled my hair for the day, I'm like, I will do anything to not blow dry my dogs
Right?
that day. I'm like,
Yeah.
nope.
So I do help, I would say, more than a lot of the other groomers. Well,
Yeah.
other than Drake and Jeanette, but I wash some of my dogs, not all of them, obviously, but I do wash and dry a lot. More than I think you two do, at least. But I definitely get more
Yeah.
dirty, I would say. But I'll change my
Grimy.
shirt more often than my pants. But I feel like your pants just don't get as dirty. I wear an apron, and they're
I
not
get-
directly.
Once
But
you
I
get
do
swamp
change.
ass,
Yeah.
Then you have to. you
Okay.
know?
Well, I don't really
It's
get
a little
That
warm
doesn't
day.
happen to me.
Yeah, I don't have
Oh.
that problem.
Ever?
I get swamp
I
ass.
get
Okay.
swamp
I'm
ass,
with you,
but
dude.
not
Yeah.
not really at work.
In the summer when it's like really hot, then sometimes I'll get it a little bit.
You know when you do this,
and then
you're
I just
standing
go
there and you
stand
go,
over the
try to
the-
get your ass cheeks to move
Maybe
a little
I'm
bit.
just
I go
wearing-
stand over the cooler.
You just like wiggle, like, oh, there you go.
I might just be wearing like the right undergarments. I
Yeah.
just don't. I don't get that.
Only in the summer for me.
And
It's
I'm
a
Well, see, with
summer
men,
you know,
You're all
I'm-
touching. It's all like,
you don't like it's sweat.
I don't. I'm not a sweaty person. Though.
Um,
I'm always.
okay.
I'm
She
cold
doesn't-
she's
on.
lying.
Like I'm. I mean, yeah. Even when I'm like hiking, I just.
You're
I
just
don't
cold?
have that problem. No. But like when I'm sweaty, I'm just not. I don't get that sweaty.
like even when you're
la-di-da.
like working out, you don't get sweaty.
No. I sweat during a workout, but it
Hmm.
doesn't feel
doesn't get
swampy
swampy.
down there.
Okay.
Like I don't get really sweaty in my pants.
No,
hey,
I do.
hey.
I do.
Yeah, me too.
So
I do too, but I think it's because I'm bigger.
I mean, I'm not small. Mid-sized queen.
Maybe
Yeah.
you got less sweat glands or something.
Maybe.
I was gonna say I started putting baby powder on like my balls,
Oh.
Nice.
and
Tell
it
me about
helps
that.
a lot. So okay, so I
It
get
does?
it's like I get baby powder and I put it on my palm, and then I get like one of those big fluffy brushes that girls use for like to like bake.
Oh,
Yo,
that
brush
probably
it.
feels
And I-
awesome, huh?
And I
Oh.
You already turned Nathan on to blow drying your balls. Now he's gonna.
I do
Follow it up with
every
that powder,
single
bruh.
time.
No.
Isn't baby powder like bad for you now? Is it, I thought I've heard that.
The
like-
talcum powder,
It's-
but I think they changed it.
Yeah, I think so too.
mine says like all natural, some hypo.
It's like asbestos. Asbestos. You're just like
Deb, Deb.
cramming it on your.
What if I'm
asbestos.
like making myself infertile?
Oh,
Or would I be
Ronnie,
sterile
no,
or
Ronnie.
infertile?
I think the same.
I think
right?
it's the
It's the
If
same.
you
Okay.
and Ronnie were going to have a baby, who would carry the baby? Like, would you be the impregnator
Ronnie.
or the impregnatee?
If
Oh, you mean if they
I
can
would be
have a baby
pregnant.
together?
You would be
I would.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that correlates to like top and bottom, but I just think it's like, you
That
know.
put a very, very vivid picture in my head.
Me being pregnant.
Not that. It was just like. It was
Oh,
just
the
like,
top and bottom.
Yeah. It was just like.
I
well,
got the
I'm just
pregnant.
saying, like,
We're
I
first
feel like
queens.
that's not, I feel like that's not, like, it doesn't matter, but like, who would be pregnant and who would be the impregnator? That's an interesting
That
thing to
makes
think
sense.
about.
That'd be really funny if you're the top.
But you
but
would be
then
the
you-
pregnant one.
Interesting.
Mm.
Anyways, if you could combine two animals, which would they be?
Narwhal and horse unicorn.
Okay,
But would
but
it
what
have
if it had
flippers?
the head? But it could go out. It could,
But what if you just didn't have control over what got combined?
yes,
And
exactly.
then the only thing you moved was the horn.
Yeah.
They didn't say how much they didn't say 50-50.
Okay, I got you on that one.
That's
A,
But say if
a
it was
horse
50-50.
and an eagle.
Oh, a Pegasus.
A
A Pegasus.
Yeah,
Like a
I mean, you
Pegasus?
could ride it. That'd be pretty tight, right?
Yeah. Or what are they? A hippogriff. Isn't that what they're called in?
And that's an
Harry
eagle,
Well, no,
Potter.
that's
eagle
an
and a
eagle
horse.
lion.
No, but it has wings.
Oh, a
No,
hippogriff. I'm
it's
sorry.
a horse, right?
I was thinking of a griffin because I'm reading Fourth Wing.
But it's hippo, so how is it not a hippo?
No, a hippogriff is like a bird and
It's like
It has like
a
horse
hawk or
legs,
something and
but
a
like
It
horse.
does
wings,
have
but
horse
like
legs.
a beak.
Google.
everything is bird except for the legs.
Yeah, right. But like the body is like, you know, like the
It's
body
like
is
rideable.
yeah.
It's like
Can
it has
I-
a tail and stuff.
I would
right?
love to ride a horse with wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be like
The way that you said that was just so
takes
serious.
off- just
Like,
takes
I
off
didn't
in
even
the air.
realize you were still talking about
Just flying on an animal in general would just
Yes.
be awesome.
Okay, so
What
it's
about a dragon,
we were
right?
all
That's like a
wrong,
lizard in it.
guys. We were all wrong.
No.
It's a griffin and a horse, a hippogriff.
What's a griffin though?
A griffin already is a mythical.
hippogriff is a mythical creature that is a cross between a horse and an eagle.
Oh, well, that's a horse and an eagle.
It's a horse eagle mixed with a horse.
How did they get the name hippogriff? It should be something like I don't know. Like,
Hippo.
Because it's a made up.
Hippo
World.
griff. Yeah, I don't know. Like, why hippo?
All right, Kat, what's your combo?
I don't know. Yours all sound intriguing. I would say
It's
like a
true.
lizard and a bird, like a dragon,
Nice.
So they all
Nice.
kind of exist already.
or maybe a bat and a lizard. That'd be more.
Yeah,
I would say that's
Yeah,
more
'cause
dragon like.
bat wings are like
Yeah, more dragon.
well, there's dragons and there's wyverns. So it's like
A wyvern,
wyvern.
What's that?
has 4 legs, and a
Oh.
dragon
wings.
has 2.
and the front legs are wings.
I want a dragon. I think.
so like with a dragon, the arms are, or is that
In
a
the
wyvern?
wings, yeah.
Yeah. So like when they stand, it's a wing, but their feet are like their
Are
So they have
instead
two
of
legs
wings.
and then wing arms.
And so like what you see on Game of Thrones is wyverns.
yep.
really.
And on
Technically.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
on Smaug from
Lord
Lord
of the Rings.
is a wyvern.
But then Donkey falls in love with a dragon in Shrek.
Yes.
Technically.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, I'm hoping that you can't hear it, but like my stomach is gurgling crazy.
Oh, we had
The Chipotle got
Chipotle
you.
tummies.
I'm fine. Like I'm
Did you
okay.
get the hot salsa?
No.
I did.
No. Oh
I'm
my god,
nervy.
no.
I'm nervy. I
But-
did. And
Um,
sour cream.
Yes.
And
I'm really hoping. What if this is just not usable because of my like the stomach gurgling?
I can't.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
All I
You're
hear is
good.
my dog.
But when
barking.
Juan listens back to it, like when he's in truly like an isolated setting, you're probably gonna hear it.
Yeah.
I'm so
I'll turn
sorry.
it up.
I'm
I'll
so
turn up the
scared.
microphone.
Just gonna mess with the settings.
I
to
also
make
don't
it-
want Juan to listen to it later and be like, "Who was just letting him loose?" I'm like, I'm not.
Are you-
Like,
are
I
you
swear
farting?
to- No,
Oh.
I'm really not. But my stomach
Like
is
Gustin next to
gurgling.
Nathan.
No, that was my fear. I walked into the studio and I said, "Where is the contaminated microphone? I'm not using it."
Are you sure you didn't want to use it? Fart into it? I'm just
No.
kidding. I don't know. Like, yeah, because those are all such good ones, such good mixes.
Yeah, but none of them are unique.
What about like a slug and a dog?
Mm.
Like I'm just like,
That'd be disgusting.
Did you ever see the movie Evolution?
no.
It's a comedy, but it's about like they're like aliens and stuff,
Mhm.
and there's a creature that kind of looks like a slug and a dog. would be
I
mixed
wouldn't
together.
want that.
So would it be like a long, big, furry thing that like slithers?
Ew.
Snail
Or-
slugs don't.
Either way,
slither,
it's
don't
nasty.
they? No, they just gel themselves or something.
It's like
Yeah, they
there's-
don't slip.
True. This is
Hey,
a slithery snake.
They
Yeah.
use their
Tonight.
foot to travel.
what about a dragonfly and a mouse? Wouldn't that be
It's
so
called a foot, isn't it?
Cute. That would be cute.
A dragonfly and a mouse.
Yeah.
and its tail was just like the
Yeah.
cute.
Oh my god, we should make AI create one of that right now so we can see it. It'd be adorable.
Nathan's already on it.
It'd
He's
be
all
adorable.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, I guess mine wasn't really unique, but
Well, none of them were.
I
Technically.
was like,
Wait,
horse
yours
with
was.
wings.
you know,
No,
I used to have a nightmare when I was a kid about these like humanoid mosquitoes. They look like
Mm.
kind of like elves, but they had sharp like mosquito things. But it was a nightmare because they would try to kill us.
nice.
I was telling
It was after seeing Jumanji.
I was
think.
telling Katie and Drake about my like this dream that I had earlier, and I could not talk about
I don't
it
even
without
think you
laughing.
finished. I don't even think you finished. I think we gave up.
But it was just I have like really realistic dreams all the time. But I was trying to tell them about it, and I couldn't stop laughing. It's something that I dreamt about this like 6 months ago. But if you want to know the story, you'll have to DM me.
This ad is brought to you by Groomer Supply House. Groomer Supply House is sharpener owned and groomer focused. Groomer Supply House strives to be your one-stop shop for all of your groomer needs with everything from tubs and tables to sharpening, shampoo, shears, and blades. With Groomer Supply House, you can trust you're getting high-quality products at an affordable price with no subscription necessary. Use code AGP15 today to receive 15% off any Groomer Supply House product. I received the Underdog by Gavin. It's a 7.5-inch, 43-tooth serrated thinning shear, and I really, really like it. It leaves a nice finish, and they feel really nice in my hand, so I'm very happy I have those.
Very cool. And they have a little bling on them, right?
Yes, they have a little green gem. So, you know, they
Aw.
need a little bling here and there.
Or
You
what do
think
you
that's Gavin's favorite color?
Oh, I wonder.
I mean, yeah, I hope
Gavin,
so.
do you
Gavin, let
listen?
us
Is
know.
that your
Gavin,
favorite
yeah.
color?
Green. I like green. It's pretty like kind of emerald.
I like
green.
turtles.
I like. Thank you, Groomer Supply House.
Okay, but what are we talking about now?
Yeah, so today Rachel's here with us to talk about
Grooming.
grooming.
This is another
Okay,
grooming
so
podcast.
but like, why are you here?
I don't know.
Look,
You
why
know?
are you here?
Like,
Well, I'm just
why
here
are
'cause
you in
we're
town?
friends.
What
Okay,
were you
yes.
doing?
You did come up, you took a Scotty lesson with me,
Yes.
which was super fun.
Yes. What I think one of the most important parts of being a groomer is continuing your education. So
Yeah.
I live a couple hours away in Southern California, and I came up this weekend because I wanted to learn Scotties from one of my favorite Scotty people. And so we did a lesson earlier today, and we're doing the podcast now. But I feel like there's been so many amazing opportunities come up in like the past couple years for groomers to continue their education. I feel like that is a huge trend in grooming right now, like as opposed to 10, 15 years ago, it just was not as accessible.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are so many more groomers who have a focus now on like wanting to get better and grow. And I think that that's a great thing. I know that there's some people in the industry who, you know, maybe don't believe that education should be so accessible, or they think that you need to suffer for it, or you need to like earn your dues or whatever. And I just don't think that, you know, you need to be able to give every free weekend of your life to a breeder, or, you know, to go work somewhere for free in order to get education. So
Yeah.
I love that education for groomers is becoming more accessible. And I love that there are people in the industry who are willing to, you know, share what they know, because you've learned from people who have been doing this for generations. So instead of just hoarding that knowledge, you want to share it with people. You guys are traveling to teach all over the world. And I think that's a great thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
I think more than ever, too, groomers are hungry for education.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is social media. So they're seeing people at a high level with a lot of followers. Not all groomers with a lot of followers. Just because a groomer has a lot of followers does not mean that they know enough to teach you or that they're very talented. But there are a lot of really talented groomers who are, I think, encouraging the younger generation to get better. And people
Yeah.
see these groomers with, you know, 40-some thousand followers, and they're like, holy cow, they're really good. I want to get there, because my grooms don't look like that yet.
Right, yeah. Also, are you calling us old, though? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm
Well,
just joking.
we're like,
No, we are older.
Yes,
I feel
we
like the
are.
old
Pepsi.
groomer. I feel like an old groomer
Half
thing.
of
You have to
their-
smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean, that's like
We're not
a
that
generation
old.
older
That's like
than
Diet
us.
That's
Coke
that's the
and-
ancient.
But we're no longer the,
No, we're not the
new
babies.
generation of groomers. The
Oh.
new generation are
No.
your employees.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
are.
That's wild.
We always
It's
joke about
wild.
the babies that work
Well,
for us.
we've been talking about that in the shop. Like, what year were you born?
Well, yeah.
We weren't even born in the same century.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
old.
No, we
Generation.
weren't.
Jeanette was born in 2020. No, 2002.
Oh my God,
In
Jeanette.
Child labor.
2002.
They're
That
doing
is
child labor.
wild.
Well,
at a
Jeanette's mom's only like a couple months older than Nathan.
That's right.
I mean, she was a young mom, but at the Christmas party, yeah, we're like,
Yeah,
You're like,
everyone
"Didn't we
goes,
go to
oh,
the
the
same high
oldest
school?"
person goes first for whatever game we
It
were
was
playing.
like a game where like
So
oldest
everybody
first.
looks at Jeanette's mom, right? Just because like she's the
Yeah,
only
she's the
parent
mom,
there.
yeah.
And then
the
she's
mom
like,
of an adult.
she's
Yeah.
like, I'm this years old, and I'm like,
Well, this
holy
was a
fuck,
couple. This
that's
was
the
a
same
couple
age
years
as me.
ago.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
She's like, I'm 36,
I'm
and
like,
then
what
Nathan's
the
like,
fuck did you just say?
wait, what? He's like,
But what
I'm
month now?
36.
Exactly. That's straight where I
That's
went.
exactly what we said. We were
yeah,
like,
it's only
So-
like 3 months different.
She was a
so-
little bit older than me. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, but imagine, I feel like when we were coming up as groomers, and you guys have been grooming for a couple years longer than me, but not much. And like when we were coming up as groomers, I feel like the main way to become a groomer was to go to a box store at Smart
Absolutely,
Petco.
yeah.
That was like, especially, you know, if you didn't live in an area where there was a lot of dog shows or whatever, you can get into grooming through being an apprentice or through, you know, confirmation. But most groomers, I think, like in our grooming generation, learned at PetSmart, Petco,
Oh yeah.
or maybe like from a groomer who opened their shop after learning at PetSmart, Petco.
I would still say like a great portion of groomers still come from there, even though it's like changing, but I still feel like a great portion.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know there was like other options.
Yeah. So I know that you guys talked about it on the podcast a couple months ago, sometime like in the latter half of last year, but grooming in trade schools, that's like a huge, that's a thing now. And I know like when I think it was like a question that was like the person wanted to start grooming, like start a program at trade schools or whatever, but it exists. So in the last year, I kind of transitioned out of being like a day-to-day groomer and started focusing more on being an educator. I work for a company called Groom Curriculum, and we are the first accredited grooming curriculum in the United States, possibly in the world. I don't know.
What does accredited mean?
No.
So,
Come on, do the clap.
Accredited mean we went through a voluntary accreditation process, which means that like this company went through our curriculum, fact checked it, made sure that it was like up to educational standards. We had our curriculum written by someone with a master's degree and 35 years of experience in writing curriculum. So it's like, and she has a background in special education. And as we know, many groomers are not neurotypical. They're neurodivergent or non-traditional learners. So ADHD, dyslexic, whatever, just non-traditional learners. So our curriculum was really built with that in mind because so many groomers, and just like, it's just an easier way to learn. We were voluntarily accredited through the National Council for Continuing Education and Training. So in order for our program to be in community colleges and for it to be like a legit program, we went through this accreditation. They went through all of our stuff. They fact checked it, made sure that it like made sense to be taught, and it made sense to be taught, and it could be taught by like, it didn't have to be whoever wrote the curriculum. It could be given to another instructor, and it would make sense for them to be able to teach this. So we have community college partners all around the country, and we partner with either salons in the community, or some of our colleges have salons on campus, and we have our community college instructors who go through the AKC pathway journey basically to become an AKC verified instructor, which means that they're SAFE certified, that they have the coat type certification, and that they have taken the professional groomer credential test, which is something that I think that like all groomers should take. I would love I know that you guys talk about it a lot, but regulating the grooming industry, regulation, it's coming whether you want it or not. The regulators are coming for you. So if you are a groomer who is against regulation, you gotta get with it. And something that I think is going to help our industry is if we are already self-regulating. And that's why things like having your state CPPGA, the Texas Professional Pet Groomers Association, state associations or guilds, those are helpful so that when our lobbyists that are on Capitol Hill, the AKC has lobbyists, the WPA has lobbyists, we are working to get grooming recognized as a trade. But in order to do that, we are hoping that the lawmakers or policymakers will look to us and see, when we're like, we're professional, we're skilled, we're not, just like people who opened up their garage and started hacking at dogs. When we can show, like, look at half of our industry has this credential. They've volunteered to uphold these professional standards. They're operating professionally. You can go into any grooming salon and know that they're maintaining basic safety and sanitation standards and standards of professionalism. Policymakers are going to be like, oh, it seems like you guys got it. We'll just do what you guys are already doing, instead of having it be like when you work at PetSmart and you're at a corporate and you're trying to uphold these rules that are clear that these people have never even touched a dog. It's like, do you even know anything? So that's how I think that we're going to protect ourselves as groomers. So having that credential test is really, I think, going to help.
There was I think that is awesome and also very scary, the opposite end of that. I was having a conversation with somebody recently, Terry. This is a while ago, but she told me that there was a law. Recently. Yeah, but
I just had a
I
conversation
thought-
recently.
Well,
It was
so
a
I-
long
it was
time
a long
ago.
time
It was
ago.
My time.
It was at the last Cali Groom, so I feel like
In
that
June.
seems
Was that a long
no,
time
the
ago, or
one
was that a while
after.
ago?
Oh,
was
In
that
Southern
recently?
California. I think it was September. So like the holidays don't count. So it was like
Okay,
just
you're right.
yesterday.
Was
Yeah.
it recently? So
Recently.
she
Last
was
week.
saying that there was a law that they successfully got to struck down, basically, but it was gonna make it so that in this county, I forget which one it was, they would have had to have had breakaway leads for their dogs.
Oh, that's fun to restrain a dog
And
with.
she's like,
Like,
everyone was
people
like,
don't
if the dogs
understand.
have to have breakaway leads, I'm not grooming anymore because that's
Right.
completely unsafe. And so just
you
like
know
people
how-
don't
Leads
understand.
Leads
that
definitely save
they
more
thought-
dogs than they do.
They thought like they were doing something good because a dog was strangled by a lead, which is terrible.
Yes.
But it is in for the groomer safety and the dog safety to have a properly fitting lead on a dog or
Yeah,
know.
maybe
Right.
just something that's not self-tightening. I think
Yeah.
like
Yes.
potentially a ban on self-tightening would make more sense than having to break like a freaking cat collar.
Yeah, you see a cat like a child just goes to bite you and just breaks
Just
the lead
breaks
off
out,
and
rips
jumps
your
off
face
the
off.
table.
I'm surprised it got to the point where it like needed to be shot down.
Terry
Like, how
said
did
it got
get
right
that?
there. It got right about before it
But
became
people
into,
don't think about it. They just think like, oh, this dog died, right? And like we said, right, that's obviously terrible, but it's one, it should never happen. But like how many dogs are groomed daily versus
the one.
And obviously, like, I mean, there's always freak accidents that happen.
Yes.
Who
Always.
knows what, who knows why that dog, passed. But a lot of the incidents that are linked to these cases that are pushing the laws are untrained groomers who
Right.
don't know these basics, because
right?
a lot of people who are getting training are either trained by someone who doesn't know everything that they should know, or maybe they're just doing the apprentice thing, or maybe they're just deciding to open up by themselves. I can groom dogs. I could figure this out. So the more education that we have, especially on things like safety and sanitation, I think the more that we're going to help dogs. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone is trying to regulate. I think maybe people's fear when it comes to regulation is that someone's going to come in and say, like, you can't do this haircut on this dog. And it's not at all about style. It's not about how you're doing the haircut. It's about the safety of
Right.
the pets.
Right.
and you're looking for people.
Yes. So if you are interested in potentially being a grooming instructor for Groom Curriculum and you're a skilled groomer, you have at least 3 years of experience, especially if you own your own salon, you can reach out to me. I'm sure that they will have links to his socials and whatever. You can also just Rachel Colant Grooming, find me on Instagram. But yeah, we need community college partners so that we can provide this curriculum across the country. Our mission is to go. Our mission is to service the unemployed, underemployed, and justice impacted. So something that we're also really passionate about at Groom Curriculum is providing opportunities for people who have been in the prison systems. We will be doing behind the walls stuff in prison systems at like the prisons that already have dog training programs and stuff. Obviously, the inmates have to go through a special process. It's not like we're just putting
Here's
dogs
some
and
scissors.
scissors with,
Yeah. Go for
like
it.
high risk offenders. But I think something that is really important to me is just letting people know that like grooming can change your life. It's changed
yeah.
your, like
Yeah.
you talk about it. Like if you didn't find grooming, where would you be right now? It's crazy to think about, but this is like a real serious career that you can provide for yourself. You can provide for your family.
Yep.
But we want to give people, these new groomers who are learning the basics of safety, sanitation, and professionalism. So the other side of it, it's not only making sure that they're getting the technical skills, but also like the people skills. The buzzword in grooming right now is burnout, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone is burnt out, and like I totally get that. But I think a lot of people come to grooming because they're like, I want to work with animals and not people. Or a lot of people who came to grooming because they have a trauma background, or, people want to work with animals because animals are healing. But when you are like an especially sensitive person, when you have a trauma background, you don't always have good coping skills, good professional skills, good interpersonal skills. Maybe you have anxiety about talking to people. And developing good professional skills, durable skills will help you with burnout because you'll have good professional boundaries. You will have better stress management, being able to talk to clients and not take things personally and not post on grooming groups. And
I never thought about that.
It's going to help
Yeah.
you not be burnt
Setting
out.
good boundaries. I never thought of it like that. That's such a good point.
Yeah, the better that you can communicate with your clients, the less that you're going to feel burnt out and disrespected. Because like, how often do you have clients who you're like, look at what this person just said to me? Like, never.
Never.
You have like all of my clients are like amazing. You know, all of my clients are so respectful. Every single time that they come to me, they're like, thank you so much. And it's because like I've cultivated this. I'm really professional. People appreciate me.
It's a skill set.
It really is
Yeah.
a skill. And having worked at many and managed many grooming salons, I have experienced many times having really talented groomers or really talented employees who could not be client facing. I'm like, don't talk to the clients, please. Like, you can groom circles around everyone else here, but like, I do not trust you not to be like in a screaming match with this client if
Yeah.
they don't like the haircut or whatever. So we just want to combat that by being professionals. We are professionals. We want this to be a respected, skilled trade, and it is. But we just have to get everybody there.
I feel like grooming is in this renaissance where we are like more respected, but I think we're on like a precipice where we're not quite where like electricians are and
Yeah.
like HVAC and stuff. You hear about it, oh, I work in HVAC, or I'm like, I'm an
you're like,
electrician. You're like,
wow,
oh, wow,
such a
that's
good
cool. Then you're like,
job.
I'm a dog groomer. And it's like,
It's on the cusp.
that's
yeah.
like the thing we need
Yeah.
to push us over to be like another skilled trade where
Super-
people are
super
really
highly
respected.
skilled, respected.
Well, it
trade,
used
yeah.
to be. I remember when we first started, they're like, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do?
What
when
are you gonna
grow
do
up?"
later?
When you grow
up, yeah.
When you grow up.
What a fun segue. What do
Yeah.
you plan on doing after that?
So I feel like we have come a long way in that sense.
Agreed.
Like,
yeah.
but, like when I tell people, they're like, "Cool," you know.
Yeah. I just don't, I like telling people I'm a dog groomer and like feeling proud that I'm a dog groomer,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
being like, my husband's a paralegal and he went to college and has like multiple degrees and like we'll do things with like his people and they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a dog groomer. And, I don't ever want to feel that way. I want to be like,
Yeah.
I'm a dog groomer and have them be like, wow,
Yeah.
like that's great. And to like have gone through, Groom Curriculum potentially and be like, oh yeah, I took a college program learning to be a dog groomer. I'm a professional, and having that professional credential from the AKC, I think will go a long way in helping our
I think that
industry.
adds a lot of weight.
It like the AKC is like such a they're a heavy hitter. They've been an established. I think they were
They're a
started in like
household name, you know?
1897 or something.
Yeah.
It's like
Whether you have a purebred or a mixed breed, everybody knows AKC.
so to be able to say I'm an AKC credentialed groomer, like even just a master groomer certification, really cool, but like clients don't know what that is, but if you say like I'm an AKC blah blah blah, they're like, oh, I know that, like that must mean something. So yeah, if I really would love to see more groomers get this professional credential. So if you already are an established groomer, we are doing an upskilling course where you'll have access to the durable skills. We'll do like Zoom instruction, and you'll be prepped for the AKC safe and sanitation course and the professional groomer credential. So Groom Curriculum, we've got, social media, whatever. But we really are committed to like raising up the industry. And I just love that part of the credential also is you have to get 25 units of continuing education within 5 years to keep it valid.
Oh, good.
So they are really committed to like lifelong learning and like continuing to grow. It's part of the AKC pathway journey, which you guys were both Master Groomers of the Year. That is like when you've completed the AKC pathway. I don't know if you guys talked about that when you talked about like getting the Master Groomer.
No, because to be honest, everything was still so new
Yeah.
that we didn't we kind of just stumbled our way through
Yeah.
it.
You're like, we accidentally did this.
No, seriously, like we accidentally did it, and then somehow Nathan is accidentally a certifier, and so
Not accidentally.
No, just
it's
kidding.
because he
He has the knowledge
I'm
and the
just
talent.
kidding.
Yes.
He's very talented, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it was just like suddenly like the opportunities happened, and we just like took them as they
Well,
came.
we're
Just rolled
and
with
me
the
and Kate,
punches.
we're always looking for like, oh, there's a new certification or there's a new
we
thing.
can do that.
So
Let's do it. And so
we just seen like, oh shit, we're already
'Cause-
almost done with these things, and we already have the big things. So
well, I think Nathan was like one of the first like 5 to finish the AKC testing in the beginning. So that was like they were still fleshing everything out at the time.
but I'm always looking for the next like
The next
education
test.
thing to do, so I just think like
Yeah, we
even
really care
though
about
we go
education.
around teaching, I still am trying to learn wherever I go, and like
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to keep learning. I mean, even this weekend with Rachel here, we've been like asking advice. Like
Yeah. Well, when Rachel stayed at the night at my house the first night, and then the next day I was grooming my Yorkie, and it was like a really difficult coat, and Rachel gave me a little mini lesson.
nice.
So it's like you
know.
always learn.
Yeah,
we were
From-
talking
there's
to
always more to learn.
one
Everybody
of my
has-
clients she's always like, my dog's skin is flaky, and we tried all different shampoos, we recommended
She's a
like
chatty
different
Kathy.
yes she
Yes,
is.
she is.
And we recommended different food and
Testing
like
with the
this
vet
and that, and
and-
then I just had a feeling. I said, you know what, because Rachel's standing there talking to Katie, and I'm like 20 feet away talking to this lady.
that we've
after
talked
closing-
to a million
After closing, I'm
times.
in the
15
parking lot
minutes
just talking to
later.
her, and then I'm like, you know what, I
Must
bet
be
you she has an
stormy
answer to this
small.
question. So I turn around and I'm like, Rachel.
And he runs away, leaves me with this lady. She doesn't
you
even
know
know
what?
who I am.
She's the college professor.
You know what though? She had something for her though. So thank
Answer
God.
locked
Yeah.
and loaded.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just like, well, you can try this. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's
who
just
knows if
another-
it's going to work?
Yeah. But it's at least it's a fresh idea,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I can't
She's
wait to hear
gonna-
what she says.
yeah, she's
she's
gonna
definitely gonna try.
Come back next time and be like, that was horrible. I don't know who that woman was. Don't have her back here.
No,
No.
but I mean, you never know what you're going to glean from somebody because everybody has different experiences and different ways of doing things and different teaching
Yeah.
styles. And like we
Mhm.
talked about, like your learning style is very different than like Nathan's learning style. And so like same thing, teaching styles are different. And
Well,
so
different mentors,
yeah.
the old school mentors, especially, just teaching you new things. And
So yeah,
How's spreading
sometimes I wonder, I worry I won't be able to like learn everything.
Remember,
think we will.
no,
I'm
there's
gonna
no
tell
way.
you
There's
right
no
now,
way.
you won't.
yeah,
There's no
but
way.
like you know what I mean? Because I just think like some of the like some of the older like groomers that are like have been huge mentors to a lot of people. I think like, good Lord, will I ever have that amount of information?
Maybe that
Because,
much.
I
like,
think you have to have grace with yourself and just recognize. I think like something that because our generation is and the younger generation seems so much hungrier, and it just seems that way. I don't want to say that like older groomers don't care about continuing education, but I just seeing like the amount of webinars and seminars and like all this stuff that I wasn't seeing 10 years ago when I was coming up.
right.
In our generation, I think all of us are so like focused on education that we're like, oh my God, like why aren't we as good as,
Right.
but these people have 30 years on us. And
That's
so
true.
it's like, have grace with yourself because you might even know more than they did at
At the same point.
at the
Yeah.
same point. So, and like, I think that our access to education is just going to keep getting better. And like our dogs are going to keep looking better and we're going to be able to treat them better and have, like, think about the shampoos that are available now or like
So
the
different,
scissors
yeah.
or like whatever,
That's true.
50 years ago, they were clipping by hand.
No,
so,
God, those
Oh my
like,
God.
God,
You
it just
know.
makes my hand hurt.
No wonder you see some of the photos of like people's hands and you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
they were doing this.
No
all
wonder
day,
you have
every day.
arthritis.
yeah,
Yeah, though, I do want a pair of those hand clippers.
Just to have them.
Yeah.
Just to
I do
have
think
a
they're pretty
flex.
cool.
Yeah.
We got some but they're hell arrested.
Oh.
What
You can
happened?
still order them from some companies,
Like
like
new?
brand new. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it'd be fun to just to try.
Because Birgit had some and she was like, no, you can still order them. And we were like, but
she's-
yeah, you're right though. Like everything has come a long way because even like the poodle trims that are coming out today, if you look at like magazines from 20, 30 years ago, the groom is so much more sculpted and totally different and is showing off like a much different haircut. Same for
The
Bashans.
Bashans have come a long way.
And many, I mean, even Scotty's, they used to have much less furnishings, and now we have like the drop coat on the furnishings, and they used to be like a lot shorter. And so there's like a lot of things that have changed drastically. But equipment and shampoos is definitely a huge help.
Yeah. I think like one of the most important things that I think like, and this I think is part of burnout too. People just like grooming is something that you're always learning. Even if you're not trying to, it's something that you're always working at. Like there's no one who gets to the point where like grooming is no longer like it's always an effort, you
Right.
know, and like you're working on live animals. You could groom your dog weekly and it's never going to be the same. The same dog, the same haircut, the same, but it's never ever the same.
No.
So like this is just an industry. It's just a job that you're continuously learning, and learning is extremely vulnerable to be putting yourself out there every day, especially if you're in like a salon setting where people are around you who can watch you fail over and over and over again. It's so vulnerable to keep showing up and keep trying. So you just have to know that like even just the effort of doing it, that is the important part, and have grace with yourself, because like you will get it someday. But the fact that you're showing up and pushing past that point, there's tons of people who are like, oh, I would love to try that, but they're not, you know, because it's hard. Learning is hard. And that is the admirable thing. So just like have grace with yourself. Don't expect yourself to be further than you are. Just like be happy with where you're at and keep trying.
Yeah.
That's beautifully said.
I
Oh,
know.
Thank you.
So inspirational.
So you said you're looking for instructors for Groom Curriculum. They can be an instructor from their salon, right?
Yeah. So the way that Groom Curriculum works, we have some of our community college partners who have salons on campus. Like we have a college in North Iowa, and they have like a beautiful facility. It's like huge. They have 8 tables. They have 3 tubs. They've got, you know, tons of space. And that is like someone who's been hired by the college as a full-time instructor, and they work in this grooming salon full-time. But a lot of our colleges want, at least to start the program, they want like a third-party salon. So if you have a salon and you have, you know, 4 or 5 tables, you can have this program hosted in your salon. You can either operate like during business hours, if you could host students while your, you know, business is operating, or you can do it after hours, because a lot of the people who are in this program, like I said, were unemployed or underemployed. So they have other jobs and they want to do something, you know, in the evening or on a Sunday. So the program is partially online. It's like about 2.5 weeks of online instruction in our LMS, and then 200 hands-on hours, around 200 hands-on hours in a salon. And usually the program is somewhere between like 8 and 15 weeks, just depending on how much time our instructors can dedicate. So needs to be like a minimum of 12 hours. We really are hoping for like 15 to 20 so that it can be like a 10-week program, but colleges are flexible. What's more important is that we know that our instructors are, you know, going to be teaching our students to be safe, going to be, you know, following these best practices and teaching our curriculum. But I think it's a really cool opportunity, because as a business owner, you're basically like, these students are coming into your salon. They want to be groomers. You can train them. They're paying the college. The college is paying you to instruct them. So instead of hiring a bather and paying to train them to groom, these people are paying. You don't have to pay them. You're getting paid. And then you have like 10 weeks to vet someone and see if you want to hire them, which is so, like, as a person who used to do hiring, like that would have been so valuable and saved me so many like bad hires that you're like, how do I let this person go? Because they are, you see someone's red flags and within 10 weeks, you know, you're going to see the red flags. If someone's, you know, calling out, or if they're showing up every day and giving 200%, you're like, I think I want to hire you, because you're still training them, you know? So there's a lot of benefits of being an instructor on top of just like being able to, like, you know, give back to your community and help people and teach new groomers. But there's also, you know, financial benefits.
And you're charging the clients for the haircut.
Yeah, you
on
can
top
still
of
charge
getting
the
paid hourly
clients.
from the college.
Yeah, I mean, if I still had like a big salon, I would want to do that. But it doesn't have to. So the student ratio, there's like tons of information about this on our website. I don't want to make this like an ad for Groom Curriculum, but it's a really cool, I think it's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Well, what's the website?
It's groomcurriculum.com. And
Duh.
we have an
Never
Instagram.
remember that.
Could have guessed that.
We have an Instagram too. But
Groomcurriculum.instagram.
yeah. And so we have like, it's one instructor, 12 students, 8 live dogs maximum. not all of our colleges are running, you know, especially like
Is
there's
there a
sometimes
minimum?
the minimum. No. Well, I mean, I would say most of our colleges probably wouldn't run it without like 4 students, but usually
What
to get
about
the
a minimum
program,
dogs?
It doesn't, no, because we have model dogs. Like the colleges will buy
Oh.
model dogs too, so that, you know, because what happens if you schedule a family of 5 dogs and they don't
And then they
show
all
up, you
no-show.
know?
Yeah.
You just, so like there's tons of stuff for, we have like a rainy day packet for our instructors too, in case like, you know, so that you guys can like work on durable skills, or you can practice scissoring around a paper towel roll or whatever. But colleges mostly buy model dogs too, so that you can still practice the techniques. And part of our, like, the hands-on portion of our curriculum is based on our game plan chart, which is the 8 most common pet grooms that you see in like a pet salon. Obviously, you can't teach people in 10 weeks from nothing to be like, you know, champion level, you know, open level competitors who are winning their contests. But we just want them to be able to do at least like these 8 most common grooms. It's like a poodle, just like a salon style poodle, short on the body, a little longer on the legs, clean feet, clean face, top knot, pom-pom tail, silhouette, which is just perimeter trim, you know, just an outline, shaved
Perimeter
down.
trim.
That's what we called it at PetSmart.
I called it a feather trim.
Yeah, at PetSmart I call it a feather trim. Now I
it's
call
like-
it a
yeah.
silhouette.
Silhouette, perimeter trim, whatever. Like
Perimeter
shaved
trim
down.
sounds so militant.
I heard outline trim. I was like, that makes sense.
Outline.
Yeah. Like a modern classic, which is like teddy bear, Asian fusion, wire, sporting. We do introduce hand stripping. We let them know, you know, hand stripping is best practice for wire, and carding is best practice for sporting. We don't have time to get someone really good at hand stripping in 10 weeks, but we let them know, and we try to put our students on that like on the AKC pathway, where after you do the professional groomer credential, you can go and do the coat type testing, and then a couple years later go for your master's, and hopefully, you know, more people will be going for their NCMG. I think that that's really important. I really think that it's cool that it's much more accessible now than in years past,
definitely.
especially for us California groomers who, like, you know, you would have to travel to the Bay even if you lived 8 hours south.
And only once a year.
And once a year. So now, like, you know, you can certify at expos, which is amazing. Like, that's so cool. That's so much more accessible. I know you're a certifier. Blake's an amazing certifier. And I'm just like, I'm grateful for that, because I'm going through my Master Groomer certification journey right now, partially inspired by the podcast, partially knowing that I've needed to do this for several years now. But, you know, that's something that's really exciting, and we just want to, you know, encourage continued education. But yeah, we have the 8 most common pet grooms, and we want to just make sure that our students are familiar with those. They got the model dogs, they've got everything. And the hands-on instruction is a little bit less structured. We still give a lot of support. All of our instructors go through our Train the Trainer, where you go through the curriculum from a student perspective. We get you through the AKC certification. I mean, we don't, if you don't get through it, then you don't get through it, but we'll help you. And yeah, I think it's like a really cool opportunity. And I know I see all the time in the grooming groups. I'm not commenting, but I'm lurking a lot
Same.
in the grooming groups,
Same.
lurking and trying
I'm
not
a
to
lurker.
judge. And I'm just thinking, like,
Trying.
let me teach you guys durable skills. So I see people all the time who are like, oh, I would love to teach. I would love to be an instructor. And I'm like, well, here's your
Oh,
opportunity.
there it is.
Yeah, you can do it.
It almost sounds like an ideal opportunity.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like,
Okay,
if you
well,
have the
I will
space-
have you. Okay.
I told you if I had a salon, I would do it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't have a salon.
I think I was saying, like, I just want to reiterate this part. It's like the maximum number is 1 instructor, 12 students, 8 live dogs. So you would only ever need a max of like 8 tables, but you could also have like 4 tables and 2 tubs and 2 drying tables, because that's still 8 dogs. It doesn't have to be like, you know, and we always encourage people double up on dogs. I like grooming together, like just in general, but I think especially as a student, when you have someone else, when you're learning, especially in the beginning, like when you have someone else who's right there,
Like
who you
learning
can like
with you.
kind of lean on, makes you feel more confident. It makes you feel more capable.
We're
and
both fucking up.
yeah, or you can be like, what's this person doing? Like, you just feel like someone's got you,
Yeah.
you know. And so it's like, I would encourage everybody to double up. So like, really, if you have 12 students, you only need 6 tables, and everyone can have a buddy. But you know, it's flexible.
Something I think that listeners liked is like to hear about what you're like. Do you have any new favorite things you've been working on, like products that you like, or scissors, or that your new favorite, or
Shampoos.
I don't. I'm gonna say
Anything.
this, but I might have to tell you that you can't put it in, and so
Okay.
I'll say two things.
Yeah.
But I'm
tell
really,
us.
really excited about this new Botanica facial.
Oh, I'm so glad.
It's a foaming facial. It smells so good, and it's not on the market yet, but it should. I mean, hope maybe even by the time that this is out, it will be available for purchase. But if not, it should be really soon. And I think I'm thinking new product of the year. Like
Nice.
I think it's the
can
best
you talk
thing
about it, or are you
Botanica
not
has done.
supposed to?
It's so good.
I want to try.
It's like by far my favorite. So like, you know,
But on the
everyone
podcast.
AGP will get it, and
Yeah,
they will be
AGP.
able to do a full review and know that I'm not lying.
Well, she's so sweet because she, like, you know, I asked her to set me up an account, and then she was like, oh, I
Yeah.
put in like a little extra
Yeah.
discount. And so, I like order for my dogs because I was like, well, what do you, my dogs are so dry. Tell me what you like, so then I like
Yeah.
ordered everything she said.
Yeah, Aga is like, but I really like Botanica. I think they're an amazing company. I think Aga is in it for the right reasons,
She's
and
incredible.
she's so
Mhm.
knowledgeable because she
Yeah.
comes from the dog show world. She shows
Which is
poodles
awesome.
and Shih Tzus, and she's like
And
really
you gotta
developed.
grow coat on Shih Tzus.
Yeah.
That's not a joke.
And like
Talk
her
about
Shih
breakage,
Tzus are
yeah.
beautiful. She had a world champion like 2 years ago, Shih Tzu.
so pretty.
And so you know she knows about growing coat and about keeping coat healthy. So I am really really excited about this. It's a foaming facial shampoo, so that's like
Well-
one of my favorite things.
Well, we're always looking
But
for a
what
good
about,
facial shampoo because I do feel like in our salon that is something that we struggle with regularly.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to try it.
Yeah,
Well,
me
what
too.
about like anything else, like scissors?
Well, she
or-
said two things. She
Oh.
had two
Yeah,
things.
I'm gonna like say something else now in case we can't.
Just in
we
case.
have to
Okay.
cut that. I was at the salon earlier and we were talking about this. They're not new, but I'm still just completely obsessed with the Harsley curved shears and the Harsley thinners, the VG10 thinners. You have the VG10s. They're
Mhm.
so good. And I'm not sponsored by Harsley. Like I paid for these with my own money. I get absolutely nothing. But the curves are so like they're so thin that like you can do such like good detail work and like
Precise.
when you're beveling, like when you're trying to scoop the hair from like the foot, it actually picks up the hair instead of like smashes it down because the thing's too fat, you know, like the
Mhm.
one of the sides of the shear. So I'm still like I'm Harsley all the way, like love Harsley. And those are like I don't know if I'll
Those are
ever
both
get
my
over
number
them.
one, my
Like,
number one and number two shears.
I don't, and he doesn't even have the right.
and I don't even have
ones.
the right ones. She like
But-
grabbed my. She's like, "You have the wrong Harsleys." It's like,
Yeah.
but those are my favorite. So I
I
can't
mean,
wait to
they're
try
really
the right
wrong
ones.
They like
The
they were like
thinness?
They're like a super
changing-
curve.
Oh.
I
they
think.
were like, oh, we changed the design, but we're changing it back. But he had to have ordered it like at
You're
the,
in the right
the
window.
moment. Like they probably made like 10 pairs and you got one
It
of
was
them.
like a limited.
Yeah.
Like they're available right now. It's like, oh, Yeah.
So they had put out like this batch of like weird ones. And he got one of the weird. I was like,
But
you need to reach out.
makes
to
that's
them
what
him.
I told her. Well, they're not weird. They're amazing,
Yeah,
and I
he
love
loves
them.
them.
So I was. That's, I'm like,
Have you
if
tried
I
the
One,
love,
other one?
his are way
if-
more curved.
if I love these,
and
I'm
a
gonna be
tiny
obsessed
bit,
with those.
a tiny bit thicker at the like
Mm.
the
The
tip.
The point.
So like the tip of the Harsley curves are so thin. Like it's like paper. And so you can like go right on the corner of the eye cuz okay, here's another this is my like if you don't post just actually let's forget about anything else that we've talked about in the podcast. We're just going to make it just this. If you are trimming a dog's face and you cannot see the eyeball from the side of the dog's face, you need to trim more. I don't want to see this is like on a pet trim, teddy bear, anything that you're just trying to do cute. I'm not talking about breed trims. Trim and when you're looking at the dog's eye from the side, you need to be able to see the eyeball, and if you can't see the eyeball yet, you need to trim more hair, which means you need to use like a curved shear or something like really detailed to get the hair right on that first layer above the eye. And that's it. Thank you for watching. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have videos of it on my Instagram, like of me doing this, or like send me a message because this is how I'm going to change the industry by not having heavy sides of the eyes anymore. And we don't let our clients also tell us what to do.
I usually
know
just
you
do what
don't
I want
that.
anyways.
I know you don't do that. But like, I don't care if a doodle client like shows you a picture and it's like so heavy on the sides of the eyes. Like we're not doing that. We're not. Like, it's ugly. I'm sorry.
Go
I
somewhere
can't.
else.
Yeah. Like, go to someone who hasn't listened to the podcast, you know. But yeah, that's what I like. I just love these Harsley curves for like everything, but like it just they're so precise, and like
So,
my
like,
haircuts are really like
I got this new pair of shears where they're like really tiny. When I first got them, I was
Mhm.
like, I don't know if I'm gonna use these because just how small. Then they're like super curves, but I like super curves, but these ones are like really tiny and really
They
small.
sound similar.
Mhm.
But they're not a thinning shear. It's just like a straight like a.
mhm.
A curve, yeah.
But I love them so much. Like
Yeah, because we
when I
use
come
them for
in,
feet bevels.
when I
and
come
stuff
in,
too,
I
yeah.
put 4 pairs of shears on my. I take them out of my drawer and I put them on my station, and those are the 4
Yeah.
I use every day. Now I take 5 out because like I just want those little tiny
Yeah.
ones, and I'm doing the
It's really
A
good
little
for
tiny
precision.
stupid little muzzle. I'm always like, whenever I'm doing something super cute, I'm just like, oh, you're so dumb and cute, and like just want to punch you in your cute face. But now these little tiny curves, I'm like, it feels so cute and tiny.
Gay.
I know Nathan's like, oh my god, I feel so cute and tiny. That is gay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't say I feel cute. I feel huge.
I don't
okay?
know. I think that's
I
what you
feel
said.
strong.
I feel huge and strong.
I'm pretty sure you
I'm
said
mighty.
that you look cute and tiny. So
Okay, what about you guys?
I just got the new Utsumi chunkers,
Mm.
and I love them.
Okay,
Oh, you got
baller.
them.
I love them.
No,
Yes.
they're a really good price.
Yeah.
They're a
Yeah.
really good price. I
They're
think
only-
they're normally $400.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
For
I think
Utsumi,
they're-
that's like such
I
a
think
good.
normally they're $450. I think $450 is the
Okay.
normal price.
Yeah.
I got them for $3.
Yeah,
'cause
they
they
were
were on,
on
like, super
sale.
sale.
If you guys, I don't know if you guys have talked about. I've listened to so many episodes. Like, I feel like I know a lot of what they talk about. But
Yeah.
have you guys talked about like investing in shears?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I just want to say, if you guys are like going and looking at these shears that I'm recommending or that Juan's recommending, and you're like, oh my god, $300 or like $400, I can't spend that. Please start saving for them. Like, you
Yeah,
don't even
it-
realize like the strain that it's going to put on your hands by using stuff that loses its edge really quickly. You're going to pay more for sharpening. Like, the difference between a $150 pair of shears and a $300 pair of shears really does make a huge difference. And
On
if
your
you're
hands too.
if you're
yeah.
if you're looking at grooms on Instagram, or you're looking at grooms in contest, and you're like, I know that I'm doing that technique. Why doesn't it look that way? I'm telling you right now, it's your shears.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
I
if
used to
you are
have,
trying to
like-
level up, like, you have to level up your shears. So just save $5 a week for the year, and you'll be able to buy them. Like,
Yeah, and when like I used to be one of those people, like I had a good brand, but they were more affordable, and I was like, it's a waste of money, whatever. And then as soon as I had a more premium pair in my hands, I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Instantly, like,
Then
gosh darn it,
buying shears.
gosh
Yeah.
darn it. Yeah, I haven't.
I used to buy shears all the
Yeah.
time, and then as
Mhm.
soon as I invested good money on my shears,
You
I
barely
buy like one maybe every couple years. I got these new chunkers, and I know those are gonna be my last pair for a while.
Yeah.
You had, and Juan had a good. We did speak something similar, but Juan said like I like to buy like a more affordable of a certain new shear that I've never tried, like a
Mhm.
curve
yeah.
chunker or a curve, like something that there isn't a more expensive option, but like maybe I don't want to invest in that yet. I just want to get like to see if I like it,
Mhm.
type
Yeah.
of thing. I like.
I definitely think like you were using a pair of my like almost 10-year-old shears,
Mhm.
and they're
Yeah.
like really.
I'm gonna
you
buy
were like,
some.
yeah, right? Because but like I've had them for 10 years. I seriously like I rarely sharpen them. They're like a pair of Guy Avanti thinners. The Guy isn't even like a premium brand.
They're a good
Like
brand though.
they're
They're a good
a
brand,
good
yeah.
brand, but these are like they have different levels where they have like the more premium and then like the more entry level. But like I've had these shears for like close to a decade, and I don't have to get them sharpened very often. When you have higher quality shears, you don't have to get them sharpened as often. They last forever, and you only need 5 shears to get your whole day done.
Yeah,
And the
I have
other
a whole
thing,
drawer, and that's all I use. is,
yeah,
like-
you could just use 5. So it's like you think, okay, this is my career. This is what I do every single day. If you buy 5 $300 pair of shears, you're spending $1,500, but that's it. that's all you got to spend ever. You know,
Yeah.
think about how many $100 pair of shears that you would buy. You'll probably have 20 in your drawer, and you'll
I
spend.
used to think it
you'll
was
have
such a
spent
flex. It's like, look
more
at all
money
these. All
than-
cheap, all crap.
Yeah. And also don't
dumb.
save, like you can have shears that are just for contest if you're like a competition groomer, but like don't use crappy shears on your everyday dogs because that's your hands. Like
That's
it's
what
Okay.
you're
not
doing
just,
every day.
I'm
yeah.
not
So-
saying like don't have shears that like aren't going to get effed up like because you need to be able to rely on them, but like use high quality shears on your everyday dogs. That's what's paying for the shears anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So in my competition career, the last 2 years, right, I've done a lot of shows, a lot of
Have you?
yes, a lot of them, so many of
Maybe.
them,
I didn't
too many of them.
notice.
But then I've used the same 5. I think I bring 5 to competition. I've used the same ones that whole time, and those are my everyday shears.
Yeah.
Yeah. That we
So
use
I
it.
just take my
Yeah.
ones that I use every single day because my hands are used to them, and then I take them to competition, use them there, and I haven't. I am not lying. I haven't sharpened them once,
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
which is crazy. But when I take them home, like I always keep a thing on them, a
Mhm.
sleeve, all on each one, just in case. One of somebody, Drake, knocked one of my shears off
Darn
the
it, Drake.
the
Did you-
table the other day.
Punch him.
No, he was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and they fell open.
I just
Oh,
dropped my
it was
shears.
the baby ones.
It was the baby ones.
Were you at least mad on the inside?
What?
You have to be mad on the inside.
Oh,
at least.
I was like, whatever,
Okay.
like, you know, I knew he was I knew it was an accident.
He's an
It
Upsumi
was-
rep, so he's not worried about it. He can just get another pair.
I could have him sharpen or get another pair, yes, but all the ones, and I don't want to make this into a commercial for it to me, but all the ones that I bring to competition and use every day, I've actually paid for.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I bought, and then the
You
ones
love
that I
them
have
so much
yeah,
that
I just
it was
never.
like just a
They send me
natural-
new stuff and
Yes.
other stuff, and I'm like, I'm still gonna use the
Well,
ones
we
that
we test them and we use them, but yeah, those are like the go-tos.
my hands just like the certain ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we were talking about products. So you said you got the new chunkers and you
Mhm.
really like them. Kat, is there anything you've been using? What about?
I still use my crappy.
Well, you said you
shit.
just started. You said
We've
you
been trying to get
So
Kat.
I have butterfingers, like bad. Like Katie handed me your phone yesterday, and she didn't see it, but I dropped it immediately.
my phone.
She's
Yeah.
like, that's why it hasn't been working today.
Oh.
I not only dropped it, I like threw it across the room. It's when you handed me.
And then I stepped on it. But
No. She handed
I
it to
kicked
me
it
to
into a
check
puddle.
down a dog, and I went like this, and I went to hand it to the customer, and it flew.
You
It went
Oh, I was
under the-
there.
at the customer.
Yes, and he had to. I was there. It
And I
was
was
actually
scared to
really
go
bad.
under the
It
couch
was-
and get
he
it.
was on his hands and knees crawling for this phone. She threw it. It slides all the way across the floor underneath the couch. The customer's on his hands and knees crawling under the
Oh my
couch to
God.
get this phone. That was Katie.
That's a very Cat does.
It was like a
does.
middle-aged guy too. It wasn't like a young person.
Hello, Neptune.
was
Hello,
like a, you know.
Neptune.
Hi.
But anyways,
Yeah.
Katie had turned around at that exact moment, and I
Neptune,
just
come
looked
here.
at
How did
Rachel,
all
and
these
I was
dogs
just
get
like,
out? Hold on, let me go investigate. You guys.
But imagine
yell
her
at Louis.
flinging shears.
So I
Hi,
drop shit
Neptune.
all the time, and I just don't
Do you
know
at
with my
least
hands.
have good ones like for your Bashans for like
No.
like show?
I use the same ones.
Girl.
Well, I was gonna say you just said you started using a new supplement, right? A new
I
coat
did.
supplement.
I started a new cope supplement, and I feel like
What is
both-
it called?
It's called In Flight, and it's a supplement I found at a dog show, and it's supposed to help like with their coat. And so far I've been using it since I got back from Royal Canin, and I feel like Lumi's coat feels good, and I'm trying to grow coat onto Lulu because I kind of accidentally hacked a lot of it off.
I have been using the Botanica regimen. I've used it before. I've talked about it on the show because Sophia also like
Gave you the
gave me the down
rundown.
low. So I'm gonna say my new product that I've been really liking is heatless curlers.
Ooh, okay.
I'm
She's been
sure-
obsessed. Yeah.
I'm sure if you watched any of Nathan's funny videos lately, like
I know, Curl
I've been doing
Central.
I thought I was
curly
like, did you
hair.
get a perm?
No, I
Yeah.
have straight hair. Yeah, it's super straight. But no, yeah, it's just like the heatless like sleep in curlers, and
I haven't been
fucking
able
love
to
'em.
figure that out yet.
I'll teach
I-
you. I'll
I
show
tried.
you.
Yeah, because I have like
tried
we have
to
like
know.
the same really fine hair.
Yeah.
But, like I've done it and it's just put like weird bends in
No.
my hair.
It's the
You know
way
what I
it's the way
mean?
you do
Like,
it. It's definitely been a trial and
Yeah.
error, and I have several different kinds of heatless curlers. Like I have thicker ones, and I have thinner ones, and I have so it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm obsessed.
I like well, I was watching Blake's like he put on Facebook like his process of, and I was
Right.
like, okay, like I'll try.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm just like
He
I,
has
like,
naturally like
no.
such thick, beautiful. I was gonna
It's
say coat.
just-
What a
He
beautiful
does,
coat.
yeah.
Beautiful
He has
coat.
What a
beautiful
mane
coat.
on that guy. Anyway,
What I miss?
do you have a product? Oh, you were
Yeah.
just talking about your little scissors, but do you have a different product?
No, just those little, those
your
new little
your
shears I
baby
got.
scissors, your baby
Yeah.
Utsumis. Okay, well,
Let's
was
wrap
like-
this thing up.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for having me.
Thank
Oh,
you
thank
for
you
coming.
for coming.
I had
It
so
was
much
nice
fun.
having you.
we loved having you.
Want to sign us out, Rachel?
Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys sometime in the future.
Bye.
Bye.